Hello, kids of accounting. So, in order of our normal predicament here, chapter 16 is a lot of financial statement stuff, and usually maybe I'll come back and throw you. Actually, maybe I will do that. That makes more sense. I'll like a Google Sheet to do it on and fill stuff in. Maybe that's a better idea. That's normally what I do. But then I'd have to have the formulas in there for you, which isn't the end of the world, just so you see it. But it's just a lot of transferring numbers back and forth, and I don't think this is a really good thing for me to do on AppLay with you because, yeah. So I'll think about doing, and maybe I will have already done that, and this will be an annoying post now, chapter 17. Or this is chapter, yeah. We'll see what happens here. Maybe I will just do that because that kind of makes more sense, and then it'll basically be setups. Okay, I'll stop talking now. 17, we'll do this regardless anyway because I don't think we're going to be back in school this year. So we're on 521, and this is just basically a chapter about kind of comparing percentages, kind of how you are with previous years as percentages of what you've done off of your income statement. So we have here in 17.1 work together comparative income statements. So comparative just means it's going to have this year and the last year. So you can see, well, are we doing better? Are we doing worse? Are these expenses higher? These expenses lower? A year from now, this is going to be real interesting for a lot of companies to do with what's going on now because they're going to be worse off, well, hopefully better off then than they are now. But that's just kind of the thing here. So a lot of these numbers are filled in, and basically you're just almost always dividing by your net sales number, which is right there. Wow, that's cool. All right, so cost of merchandise sold, all you're going to do is you're going to take this number right here, the 321, and you're going to divide it by this number right here for both years. Then this number divided by this number. And then this number divided by this number. And then these two numbers together will add up to be 100% because cost of merchandise sold and gross profit add up to be your net sales. I know, you guys are smart. So we throw that in there, and you're going to round to the nearest tenth as necessary. So again, 321 of that number divided by the 659, you're going to get 48.7%. And then depending on how you want to do it, I always do it this way just to check myself. I take the 338 divided by the 659, and I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. And then really what should happen here is these two numbers add up to be 100%. And then we do the same thing over here. This number divided by this number, then this number divided by this number, and then these two numbers should have to be 100%. We do that, and we're going to get 47 or 47.0 and 53. And then you can compare mathematically that our cost of merchandise sold this current year is higher than last year. So that means we're making less money off of the same amount of sales if we had the same amount of sales, which actually we have less. Okay, we're going to come down here. We're going to do that again for the salary expense as a total of our net sales. So the 9, that number divided by the 659. And then again over here, this number divided by this number. So then when we do that, we're going to get 14% there, and we're going to get 14.8% from last year. So it's lower. So that's good news for us. Yippee skippy. All right, then down here, just to verify, excuse me. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take that number divided by the top number. We're going to take that number divided by the top number. Then we're going to take that number divided by the top number, which is the net sales number all the way through. We're going to get 30% and then 30.2%. And then for the income from operations, 21.3 and 22.8. So our operating expenses are down this year. And our income from operations, percentage-wise, is also down. There you go. Again, kind of can tell you what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, or what you want to improve on. Now we go to the next step here. Oh, wait, we got to grade this. Woohoo, I passed. Good for me. All right, then we have over here, I probably should read the directions. Complete each vertical analysis ratio to Tri-State's pipes target range. Identify whether each ratio indicates a favorable or unfavorable result. Oh, and if you had your book, it gives you all kinds of stuff about favorable and unfavorable. And those would be on pages, 518. I don't remember if I have those in your vocab or not. Maybe I should add them if I don't. All right, so here's basically what we have. So we have the gross margin, all that kind of good stuff, operating expenses, operating margin. We have those numbers, the high and the low. The current year, and the prior year. So basically, you go up and you're going to find your gross margin thing. So your gross margin is going to be, where to go? Scroll down just a little bit. That's going to be right here. Your gross profit is your gross margin. So you're going to get the 51.3 and the 53% are going to be what you're going to throw in right here. So 51.3 and 53. Favorable trend. Well, obviously you're in between that 50 and the 52 for right there. So that's yes. And then this one's no because it's not in the range. Pretty simple. Operating expenses. So we're going to find the total operating expenses. Operating expenses. So we're going to come down by the total. Boom, right there. 30 and 30.2. So 30 and 30.2. And you can see neither of those. Oh, actually, sorry. That's yes, because it's doing more than that. Sorry, my bad. So here, you're not in the range, but you are lower or closer to the range than last year. So it's a favorable trend. You're trending upward. And the previous year then is no, because you're out of it and you don't have anything to compare it to. So yes. But again, so if you're above the high range like there, it's like better to make more money. It's like, would you rather make $100,000 or $1 million? Well, it's not in the range of $100,000. Okay, you get the idea. Anyway, last one, operating margin. So I got to go. It's going to be the income from operations. So right here we got this number, the 21.3 and the 22.8. 21.3, 22.8. All right, so so the previous year is in there, so it's not a favorable result. I can't talk. Result. Go ahead. Come on. There we go. And you are not favorable. Oh my gosh. Favorable trend. Let's see how we did. Yay. Awesome. Section 1 in the books. Wrap it up.